My wife says to me the other day, "Did you know your countdown goes from 6 to 25?"
OGs know that it's not intentional. It's just uncorrectable. This was supposed to be a temporary intro.
I was just going to say, we put it here temporarily. And much like the Fantasyland Theater, it's still there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Disney Morning Show, where myself, Doobie Mosley, co-founder of Laughing Place, and the guy right there, Kyle Burbank, our executive editorial director. Why is that my background? I did not intend to make this a picture.
Doobie already distracted.
So my computer background is just constant cruise pictures. That's all I care about in life is cruising. And somehow my 20-year-old picture, or not that old, 15-year-old picture of Lou Mangello at the opening of Designity ended up in that folder. And not what I want to see right now is a young Lou Mangello. I want to see cruise ships, even though Lou is in some of those pictures. So we're going to tell you what's going on in the world of Disney. I'm Doobie. I'm wearing blue. That's Kyle. He's wearing black for reasons. Let's get started the way we always do. That is with a look at the Disney share price, because that drives everything. Yesterday, $112.85. Today, $113.48, at least today as of 20 minutes ago. So looking good. Way to go. Staying strong. Let's move on.
Well, let's also say some hellos. And also you'll need to add me to the...
You're right. I will.
That other view. But Fred says top of the morning to you. Christian says morning, everyone. Cruise on, says Nikki. And yes, Fred, Jeremiah did make it off of the People Mover after he got stuck during his live stream yesterday. It took me a minute to realize what you were referring to. But once I got it, then I was like, well, we'll need to.
I missed that. He ended up with an extra long ride on People Mover.
Yeah.
Awesome.
He got walked off, actually.
Oh, what a dream.
Look in newsroom, dude. We're not going to share the photos publicly, but
sorry,
Doobie has access to the photos.
I've been walked off so few rides. I remember, though, Disneyland one day had a walk off of the People Mover, and it never reopened. So be careful out there at Magic Kingdom. Look what's arrived in Port Canaveral. The Disney Adventure, Disney's newest cruise ship, which set sail for real on March 10th out of Singapore. But on the way to Singapore, decided to take a detour to Florida, because who doesn't want to go to Florida? Look at that. You can see the little logo right there. This is a new cruise ship. So exciting. Unfortunately, it's thousands of miles away. But we got some pictures. Disney sent us some pictures like this. On the way here, it actually passed by the Destiny and the Fantasy. So there are plenty of people on the Destiny who took pictures of the Adventure and Fantasy, and people on the Fantasy who took pictures of the Adventure and Destiny. Getting all three together is a little tougher. But that's three different eras of cruise ships, Disney cruise ships, all in one shot. Too bad the Magic of Wonder couldn't make it there. But kind of cool. Our own Tony Betty went out there early this morning to get some firsthand pictures, so you can see some of those different angles. The bow of the ship, including... I'm sorry, that's the bow of the ship. What is
also, Tony's not even working today. He just went out there for fun.
As I would have. Goodness.
Yeah.
I can't believe every Floridian didn't. Who doesn't want to go see a brand new cruise ship? Especially one that's not going to be ported here, so you won't get too many chances. But the coolest picture Tony got, right there, check that out. This is only on the Disney Adventure of the Disney cruise ship. This is the Iron Cycle Test Run, Disney's first roller coaster at sea that hangs out over the ocean. How cool is that? Thank you so much, Tony Betty, for getting these pictures for us. You can see more of the coaster right there. And I am just so excited for this ship that I likely will never get on. I can't even tell you.
It's not going to be in Singapore forever. I mean, it might be, but
it might be.
It might not be. Also.
It might be. It very well could be.
Well, Asad Ayaz has a new job. He was already the brand officer for the Walt Disney Company. Now he's also chief marketing person. They're basically setting up an enterprise marketing. So everything Disney, he's going to be over everything Disney marketing. So hopefully we'll see some more synergy between Disney Parks marketing and Disney movies, all that. And for Benji's thoughts on this, you can listen to the latest Laughing Place On Balance podcast that's coming out within the next couple of days. Or if you remember, you can watch Benji and I record it live yesterday. That was our member stream behind the scenes, where I warned everybody ahead of time, like, this is a podcast, so if we mess up a line, we're going to have to re-record it and get a clean version. We're not just going to barrel through it. So
that's really cool. Any doobie edits in there?
I think Benji dropped an S-bomb actually, but
there you go. That's one right there. Hey, Orange Grove 55, how you doing? Thanks for joining us this morning. Nice, always nice to see you, the OG.
But speaking of Disney business, they have announced when they'll be discussing their first quarter 2026 earnings. And if you're confused about that, remember that Disney's fiscal year starts in October. So the end of the fiscal first quarter was in early January 1st. So they're going to be discussing the earnings on February 2nd. That'll be at 5:30 in the morning Pacific time, because they're doing this before the bell thing. And just laughing place, we will be live blogging it as we always do. And then I'm sure Doobie and I will discuss it afterwards.
Which reminds me, we need to make sure we don't let me miss that one for, up or down for the Sorcerer Street question, which I'm just now remembering I do not have a question for today yet.
Beat the street.
Do that just before the show, and I forgot. So maybe we skip that segment today. Let's see.
We'll do football instead.
That's a great idea. R.J. Decker, not T.J. Hooker. Don't get confused, you people as old as I am. R.J. Decker, starring Scott Speedman, joins the Tuesday night lineup with Will Trent and High Potential. That is quite a lineup. Starting March 3rd at 10 p.m. It will be replacing The Rookie. What of The Rookie, you say? That is a very popular show. It is moving to Mondays at 10, starting January 26th. We watched The Rookie and High Potential, and maybe we'll check out R.J. Decker.
The ninth season of The Rookie.
And he's, they're not very good cops. It kind of makes sense that they're not. He is a disgraced newspaper photographer and ex-con who starts over as a private investigator in the colorful, if crime-filled world of South Florida. So expect some pretty beaches on the show. It also stars Jana Lee Ortiz, Bevan Brew, Kevin Rankin, and Adelaide Clemens. Is it on your list, Kyle?
I am curious to know how a newspaper photographer becomes disgraced. Like, I can understand, like, a journalist, like, you make a mistake and then people are like, you ruin your career. But like a photographer, like, did he use Photoshop? Did he use AI to generate newspaper images? I'm very curious.
Maybe he's not a disgraced newspaper photographer and ex-con. He's a disgraced newspaper photographer and ex-con.
That could be. Anyway, Scott Cooper, the writer and director who most recently did Deliver Me from Nowhere, he's teaming back up with 20th Century for a new movie that is going to be based on the Roswell incident, not the Roswell show, but the incident itself. I believe that this still is from Lifted, the Pixar.
Well, let's see. Did Tony do this article? That would be the dead giveaway.
That would be a dead giveaway. I'm wondering.
Oh, Daniel Kaplan. How about that?
I guess he also thought of it. But yeah, it might not be, but I think that's it. So anyway, look forward to that. We have no details yet. It's very early days, but they're keeping them in the 20th Century stable.
All right. Prepare yourself, everyone. Gideon's Bakehouse.
The cutest thing. How's that scary?
Oh, that's scary. A special edition, a special celebration, Gideon's Bakehouse, Walt Disney World, Disney Springs, to mark their 5th anniversary on Friday. That is tomorrow. They're giving away a new limited edition commemorative art print to the first 1,000 transactions of the day. You're looking at it. It's 11 by 14. It features the Gideon's Morsels version of their iconic gargoyle mascot, designed to perfectly mimic the original gargoyle print from the bakery's lore. One person per transaction. Excuse me, one per person per transaction. And if you can't get to Gideon's Bakehouse, fear not. You can get it an alternate color version of the print available online at gideonsbakehouse.com, and it will be signed by Gideon's art director, Michael Reyes. And Gideon's has also teased that big info will also be dropping this Friday, hinting at further news regarding the brand's future. I believe perhaps it's related to that other location that we've seen some artwork at. So hopefully tomorrow morning we actually find out what's going on with that. So
hopefully tomorrow we'll have... I'm not going to play the whole thing now, but that's a tease, just like they gave a tease. That's a tease. But Marvel Studios Zombies, we got some news on this from the latest Marvel podcast, where the head of television streaming and animation for Marvel, who is Brad Winderbaum, he says that they're actively working on the next Zombies story, and that Brian Andrews is, quote, back in the house. So I wouldn't have thought that there was going to be more of this coming, but sounds like there might be. We have no details yet on when it might arrive. I'm sure it'll be a couple of years at least, but interesting to know that they are working on that.
Back in the house. That's
back in the house.
Speaking of in the house, if you have a house and want to listen to music, you probably don't use vinyl, but you could. Hong Kong Disneyland is releasing a translucent purple vinyl record housed in a sleeve showcasing Mickey Mouse in his 20th anniversary Most Magical Party of All attire, set against the backdrop of the Castle of Magical Dreams and a spectacular fireworks display. Well, that's a mouthful. 100% of the proceeds, this is the important part, 100% of the proceeds of this go to Make-A-Wish Hong Kong, making dreams come true for dogs and kids alike. Guests visiting HKDL should look for this item in resort merchandise locations while they last.
This looks really cool. I wish I could go get it. Although transporting a vinyl from Hong Kong would also be stressful because you have to find a good place to like lay it flat and make sure it's not going to get damaged in your suitcase.
You're not going to actually play it, are you?
Yeah, I have. Doobie, you are so behind the times. You know vinyl outsells CDs these days?
I mean, yes, I'm not surprised because who the heck buys it? Hi, Ricky. Who the heck buys a CD? Goodness.
Right. No, vinyl sales are crazy, but that's mostly because of Taylor Swift. She puts out like 50 different variants and just makes buku bucks.
Honestly, if you'd ask me, I would guess CDs aren't even pressed anymore. Do they still make new CDs?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm shocked.
Well, anyway, Walt Disney World has, speaking of teases from earlier, they've teased the next annual Passholder magnet, and all signs point to it being Zootopia / better Zoogether. You can see the little teaser here and see if you can infer anything else, but I can't imagine. No details on when this will be released or what it looks like yet, but they do these little teases, and then usually a couple of days they'll give us an actual look and details on it. So look forward to that if you're an annual pass holder.
And in obviously the biggest, most exciting news of the day, JetBlue is doing new flights on the coveted Fort Lauderdale to Orlando route. That's right. Those of you coming off a cruise wanting to head to Disney World now have a way other than Brightline to do it. Not that there's anything wrong with Brightline, but who doesn't fly when you get a chance to fly? So these start May 21st, 2026. There will be a morning flight, Orlando to Fort Lauderdale, and then an evening flight for Fort Lauderdale to Orlando. I don't know what the plane's doing in the meantime. Just kidding. To celebrate one-way fare, one-way fares will start as low as $49. And I did check. Spirit currently offers such a flight.
But
time in the air is between 32 and 39 minutes. That is one short flight that I would still love to take. Absolutely love to take.
Shortest flight I ever took was from Cleveland, Ohio to Detroit, Michigan. And that was immediately followed by the longest flight I've ever taken, which is 15 and a half hours from Detroit to Seoul.
How long was the Cleveland to Detroit?
Like, I think we spent 35 minutes in the air.
That's cool. Pretty sure my shortest is Salt Lake to Jackson, which was about 40 minutes in the air. And I was in first class. I was so mad it was such a short flight.
First world problems. Who's the Boss is back, as you may have heard us talk about yesterday. The timeline for Disney, for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge is changing. So, of course, our own Mike Celestino had to dive into that. And you can hear all about his thoughts on the latest episode, wherever you get your podcasts, or just go to laughingplace.com. And then Benji got to speak with Michael Young, who works for Disney Fine Art, and talked about some of the Disney Fine Artists that'll be at the Epcot International Festival of the Arts. That's right. That's art 3 times. And you can take a look at some of the art that will be there. And that's a Tony Baxter cameo in this artwork. And Tony will be there on certain days. So be sure to check that and all of the Disney Fine Artists and hear more about some of the work that they'll be having there.
And the rest.
And the rest starts with Figment. There is a new Figment popcorn bucket for the Festival of the Arts. Of course there is. So this, you can see it. It's a Figment artist bucket. He looks very cool, kind of like he does in a certain scene of the original attraction. The pickup location is the Odyssey Pavilion because it's available via mobile order only, at least as of right now. Limits are 2 popcorn buckets per mobile order per day. And use the My Disney Experience app to get it. And speaking of, I don't know, can't make that segue. But there are new savory waffle options coming to Disney Springs. This is at Marketplace Snacks. And they are known for their over-the-top sundaes and Mickey waffles, but now they're putting those waffles to other use, and that is savory. They are going to be adding a hot chicken waffle. I'm assuming these are in order, so we'll, nope. We're gonna just show 3 waffles and say 3 waffles. A hot chicken waffle, a bacon cheeseburger waffle, and a barbecue brisket mac and cheese waffle. So vegetarians stay home, but everybody else, go check these out. They all sound good, and this is one of those times I wish I was not a vegetarian.
I mean, you could also just remove the meat. It's a mac and cheese waffle. There's nothing wrong with that.
That sounds. I wonder if they. I bet they would do that for me. You think?
I would think so.
All right, I'm going to do that. I'll be in Florida someday.
I'll be in Florida in 4 days.
Can you go there and see if you can get a mac and cheese waffle?
Well, first I'm going to try to go to Grand Floridian, and hopefully they still have those waffle cone tenders, chicken tenders that Mac raved about. They did last time when I checked. I'm like, these need to stay on the menu for 2 more weeks. So we'll see if I. Anyway, Disney and Crocs are teaming up once again. There's some new Mickey and Friends options coming soon, but I think that the most interesting of these are the Chip and Dale Crocs, which are lined and they're furry. So these are going to be released on January 27th. The prices range from $60 to $80. These are the $80 ones since they, have extra material they need to put on them. But it's like a slipper, but it's a Croc, Doobie.
I do not like Crocs one bit.
I've never worn a Croc, but I also don't enjoy them overall. But it's fuzzy ones.
I don't like any shoe wear that allows any part of the foot to be seen. Just not a fan.
Doobie is the anti-Tarantino.
I guess so.
All right, Doobie, are you ready?
I'm so ready.
For this blockbuster day in Disney history. On this day in 1975, an attraction opened at the Magic
Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. On this day in 1975, another attraction made its Magic Kingdom debut.
Same day as Space Mountain. Starcade? But that's not really
No.
going to be yet.
Notice that I said it's Magic Kingdom debut.
Oh, Magic Journeys?
No. Good guess.
That was a good guess.
It's still there. How about that?
Doobie's too bougie for Crocs.
And is getting an update.
I want to get this. Give me more.
It's surprising that it's getting an update because it's perpetually.
Carousel of Progress. That opened the same day as Space Mountain?
According to this day in Disney history, yeah.
No idea. Wow.
On this day in 1996, an actress was born. You know her from Liv and Maddie, The Descendants, and apparently the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
No idea.
Dove Cameron.
I love Dove Cameron. Why didn't you give me? Why do I love her? I don't even know what you could have given me. I could have gotten it from.
I gave you Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought that would be the one.
But I love Dove Cameron.
And finally, on this day in
what year?
1996.
She's 30?
Yeah.
Wow. She's grown up.
She's going to have a descendants of her own. On this day in 2021, a television show debuted on Disney Plus.
That's all I get.
It's a big show. It was the first for a certain brand to have a TV show. All right, unless you count Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Whatever the first Marvel show was on Disney Plus.
Yeah, which was it?
Was it Loki?
No.
Dang it. What's the first Marvel show? WandaVision, you idiot.
Yeah, WandaVision, you idiot. That's
Thank
the
you,
full
Fred.
title.
Wow, Dove Cameron looks different. When did she get dark hair?
She might have been the other way. She probably had dark hair and then dyed it blonde.
You're probably right.
Anyway. Da 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 da.
All right, it is the divisional round of the playoffs. We have 4 games, if my counting ability is
We got
accurate.
Luke's picks earlier this week, but now we gotta get Doobie on the record.
All right, so is it really just 4 games?
Yeah, it's really just 4 games.
Okay, that makes sense because then next week it'll be 2 games and then 1 game.
Yeah, do you know what that game's called?
The big one, right? The big game?
Yeah, the NFC AFC Championship game.
All right. We are starting with the Bills at the Broncos. I got to believe Broncos are heavy favorites for this.
I saw a photo that's been resurfacing. I think it's from 2016, and it's Haley Steinfeld in a Broncos thing, and that's Josh Allen's wife now. So it's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah, I'm also picking the Broncos.
I think the Bills are not going to be stopped this year. The 49ers at the Seahawks, where they got beat up a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hawks.
Taking the Hawks. Texans at the Patriots, the monster defense against the kid who was having a great season. But they keep saying they haven't beaten anyone. This would be beating someone. Who you got?
I'm still going Pats.
Me too. And finally, the Rams, who I'm guessing are favored in this game, despite the fact they're on the road, against the overachieving Bears, the cardiac Bears.
Yeah. I even forget who I said on Tuesday. This is easily the hardest one for me. I'm sure you'll take the Rams, so I'll take the Bears just to give us some distance.
Yeah, I think the Bears' Cinderella run is over. They had no business winning that Green Bay game. That was ridiculous. The Rams are going to win this game. We're going to have the Rams against the Seahawks and the Bills against the Patriots.
Of course, the Rams almost blew it against the Panthers.
I wish they had. Okay, anything else?
That's it today. I don't even think we're having any other streams coming up today. So thank you all for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll have winners and losers. Will you be back tomorrow? I guess you won't be here tomorrow, right?
I might be. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll have winners and losers. We will pop in for winners and losers either way. And yeah, so thank you all for joining us. Remember to subscribe and ring the bell so you know whenever we go live, and we'll see you tomorrow.
One more thing.
Sure.
I would like to give ourselves a pat on the back. We have not yet to miss a show this year.
Go us.
New Year's resolutions for the win. Bye.